What's good, everybody? It's your boy Will. Today's video I'm going to be showing you guys the best point guard builds in NBA 2K23. I'm going to be showing you guys 3 different builds. It's going to be a 6'1", a 6'2", and a 6'3". I think these are the 3 best heights right now as the game is first coming out. Obviously things could change, but I'm going to give you guys a base on what you should be looking for when you start creating a point guard build. I got the game early. I've been testing out badges, attributes, everything there is. So I'm going to break it down for you guys. Now for position, you're going to want to pick point guard. First off, I'm going to be showing you guys the 6'1". Honestly, your weight on these point guards really doesn't matter that much because we're only going to be able to get so many stats. They did change the builder. It's a little bit harder to make an OP player, but you still can. So you can lower the weight from 185 if you want to. Honestly, it doesn't do anything. We're not losing any stats. We're not really gaining anything either. The wingspan on the 6'1", we're going to go with a 6'7". It's going to give us a 93 3-pointer, which is going to give us gold limitless. You only need a 92 for the gold limitless, but we got 1 extra. Now for the finishing, we're going to have 52 close shot. That's from the mid-range and the layup. You're going to get a 77 driving layup. That is to get the 16th finishing badge. You could lower the layup a little bit if you wanted to. And we're going to have 80 driving dunk, which is pretty crazy. And that's going to give us quick drops off 1, and it's going to give us all of the good dunk packages that we need. So obviously if you guys aren't someone that likes to rim run or dunk, you can just take the finishing all the way off and put it on defense or put it wherever else you see fit. Again, this is just really a base to where you guys should start off when you're making your own build. It really comes down to your play style and also what game mode you like to play. So moving along into the shooting, we're going to have an 80 mid-range. Now this is primarily going to be a 3-hunting build that can also dunk. So you're not really shooting mid-ranges, but an 80 is definitely good enough to knock them down consistently. And again, the 93 3-pointer is very good in this game. It's going to give you access to pretty much every single shooting badge, as well as that gold limitless, which you definitely want on a point guard. And then free throw, again, if you're only playing park, you do not need this, obviously. You're going to have a little bit because it's tied into your shooting stats, but you don't need a 78. And they did make free throws a little bit harder, so if you're playing pro-am or you're playing rec, you might want to keep this up. Now for pass accuracy, they did take bullet passer out of the game. They changed it so your pass accuracy, the stat is how fast you throw the ball instead of it being a badge. So to me, I think about a 75 to a 78, 79 is plenty. It's definitely good enough. Obviously, if you want this to be higher, you could take down finishing. You could take down, I wouldn't really recommend taking down playmaking, but you could take down the finishing. Now, ball handle, again, you're going to have every single dribble move in the game. Trey Young escape, all the good stuff. And speed with ball, personally, I like to keep speed with ball the same as my acceleration because they are tied together of how fast you're moving with the ball in your hand. So I kept that at a 92. You could lower that a little bit, and you could lower your excel if you wanted to, but I'm going to keep it right there. Now for the defense, I would not recommend going any lower than this right here. You could drop the steal down too, but there's really no point. 70 perimeter is going to give you bronze clamps, and then 58 steal gives you bronze interceptor, but I bumped it up to 60 for the extra badge point. Again, this is pretty low, but again, you're a 6'1", so you're not really going to be playing defense like that to begin with. It's up to you. You can up this more if you think you're going to get burned. And then for the physicals, 88 speed. Speed does not affect your movement with the ball in your player's hand. It's only when you don't have the ball in your off ball. So 88 speed to me is plenty. The speed in this game is similar to NBA 2K22, where it feels like if you have 80 speed, it's 99. So 88 is plenty. And then again, you want that 92 excel. Goes with the speed of ball. Now the vertical is so you can get the quick drops off 1 dunk package, and you can get other good dunk packages. It's tied in with that 80 driving dunk. You need that. And then stamina, obviously you're a point guard. You want to have a high stamina. So I would recommend at least, mid 90s. Primary takeover. These takeovers are really up to you and your play style. Personally, I would go with something like limitless or spot up, and then maybe a play badge, or you could just go double limitless, double spot up. It's up to you. Damian Lillard. Not a bad comparison. All right, testing the build. I'm going to show you guys what badges I would recommend, and I'm also going to explain to you guys that are just getting the game or don't really understand what this right here means. the core badges. So basically you want to have 10 badge points equipped between tier 1 and tier 2 to unlock tier 3. So if I don't put 10 badge points into these two categories, I can't get down to limitless takeoff, which you definitely want because it's gonna trigger the good dunk animations for a small guard. So we got to put 10 points in somewhere, and personally I would recommend probably gold giant slayer because you're going to be rim running, you're going to be going up on players that are bigger than you. After that, we could put on something like pro touch if you are timing your layups. They did buff timing layups in this game and made it a little bit better, so if that's something that you do, you could put on pro touch. You could also put on fearless finisher. It's really up to you here. I'm going to go like that. Now we have 6 badge points available, and as you guys can see, now we can get limitless takeoff. You need 16 badge points in order to get this, and you definitely want this if you're making a point guard that can dunk. So we're going to core that, and then we're going to have 6 extra badge points to do whatever we want. I would probably put on slithery, and then we have 1 point left over to put into whatever. You also get an extra 4 badge points when you make your guy and you go play career. It's like one of the first missions you get. So if you don't have the 16 finishing, what you can do is you can put those points into finishing, and then you're able to get limitless takeoff. But we have 16 on the 6-1, so we don't have to do that now. Getting into the shooting, I've only tested out some of these badges, so I'm not exactly sure spot on what is for sure the best because it's only been out for a day now. But I know that guard up is very good, and I know that obviously you want green machine. There's other badges like amped you could try out. But for right now, I just want to put another 3 points so we can get to that next tier. I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Now you're obviously gonna want gold limitless. You're definitely gonna want blinders. And in this game, you definitely want Deadeye as well. You're gonna have 2 points left over. And again, you're gonna get college badges as well, so you can put those on your guy wherever you see fit. Do something like that. Now moving along to the playmaking. You're definitely gonna want quick first step on. What it goes to is really up to you. You can do something like Hall of Fame here. You definitely want unpluckable. You definitely want bailout in this game. Now, I would recommend you to core killer combos and then put on handles for days, and now you have an extra 5 badge points left over. You could drop down quick first step if you wanted to. You could put on mismatch expert. You could put on clamp breaker. It's really up to you. You definitely want unpluckable, obviously, though. And then for the defense, obviously we don't have too much defense here, but we can put on something like pick dodger, ankle braces, off ball, throw a box out in there. You never know when you gotta get gritty. Build number 2 is going to be the 6'2" point guard. It's gonna have a 6'8" wingspan. Again, you can lower the weight if you want to. It's up to you. It's preference. You're not losing any stats. This is the 6'2". Now, the stats are very similar to the 6'1". You're just an inch taller. They're almost identical. You get a little bit more mid-range. You still get the 80 dunk. Defense is still the same. You lose out on just 1 acceleration and 1 speed with ball. But like I said, all 3 of these builds are a base of what you should start out trying to make your build with. So if you want to be able to dunk, I would recommend at least getting like a 75 dunk, but if you want to get the good packages, you got to get to an 80. This is why I showed you guys all these builds looking pretty much the same. The only difference with this one is since you are 6'2", you do get a little bit less driving layup here. You don't have as many attribute points. You could drop something else and put points into layup, or like I said, when you do the college extra badge points, you can put the extra 2 into finishing, and then you'll be able to get all the badges that you want. The badges on all of these builds are pretty much going to be the same. Again, the only thing is we don't have enough until we do the college games to be able to get limitless takeoff and then put on slithery as well. And the final build I'm going to be showing you guys is the 6'3". Again, similar stats, you're just taller. So if you personally like playing with a bigger guard, I would say definitely go with the 6'3", because again, the stats are very, very close. There's not really a difference. So now the stats for the 6'3", as you guys can see, you only get 12 finishing badges right now the way I have it set up. So you might have to change a little bit around to be able to get extra finishing. But again, you can put the college badges onto finishing to get that limitless takeoff that you definitely need to be able to dunk. And as you can see, all the other stats are very similar to the 6'1". So if you're a guy that likes playing on a bigger guard, I would make the 6'3" and just go crazy. If you like a smaller guard though, then go with the 6'1". Alright guys, so that was the 3 builds. I really appreciate all of you guys watching. As always, man, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you have a great day. It's been your boy Will. Peace.